And welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, as I'm sure you already are. Welcome to a Friday night edition of Turtles and Tea. Now it is the 3rd of March, and that date may mean something to turtle collectors out there, as we are experiencing the same struggles of last year. So expect a lot of rants on this show, but I can't be ranting on my own like a lunatic. I have to have some guests with me. So let me introduce the Super Turk. I needed a super producer then. He's super as well, Super Turk, who's brought a friend, a guest, a special guest who can talk some turtles with us. So Tanner, the floor is yours, my friend. Tanner introduced his friend Barack. Barack is showing off his merch, and he's and he was showing off his turtle cup. So he is. Let me ask him the question one more time. As I said, he's a first-time guest on here. Barack, explain to the people now they can hear you. Who is your favourite turtle?
My favourite turtle is Michelangelo. It started from, it had to be either 88 or 89 when I first saw the cartoon. It was buzzing at school and came on one glorious afternoon after primary school had finished, and you run home because you hear about this latest craze. And it was the intro music that did it for me, where it goes, Michelangelo is a party dude. He does the break dance, he does the wahey, and I thought, this is my guy. Absolutely.
Yeah, as I said, we're always arguing in the chat. I think Phil Jones is a Michelangelo guy, so he'd definitely be a fan. But it's good to have you. Definitely someone can talk some turtles with us. As I said, Phil Jones in the chat right now is saying, wise choice, Barack, with the orange emojis out there. So yeah, I do apologise about the early technical issues, people. I'm stressing out. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. HAUL-A-THON stresses me out every single year. I know it's only been 2 years, but again, I'm traumatised from the last year, and it's happened all over again. So that is why we are here today on the 3rd, because it is all kicking off today. So let me get the housekeeping out of the way, and then we will jump straight into the HAUL-A-THON nonsense, okay? The Fossil says the intro music is fire. Thank you very much. I hope you do appreciate the intro. Lots of Easter eggs in there as well. So let me do the housekeeping real quick. So first and foremost, people, you know what to do. Make sure you stick around for all the other long-form content live streams on the channel. Every single Thursday with the super producer. Legends and Liquor every other Sunday. Today, finally, the first Turtles and Tea of 2023 with the Super Turk himself. And then next week, I'll be back with Joe's and Juice with Tom and Mark, as there's going to be lots of G.I. Joe reveals as well, as they just moved their live stream up a week to the 8th. So we will be back next week for sure. Of course, if you want to contribute to what we are doing here and be a part of today's conversation, let us know your HAUL-A-THON struggles. Anything over £4 or $4 Friday, we'll literally read out your super chat, interrupt the conversation, be a part of it and support the channel. You know I appreciate that. And then especially you can hit that join button, become a channel member and get involved on the channel. Support the channel and be on the channel. It is that simple, people, okay? So we are going to waste no time. Me, Tanner, and Barack are going to get straight in to the HAUL-A-THON news. So, as I said, they've been teasing it now for a couple of weeks, but HAUL-A-THON is back. That is the moment they announced that and everyone's heart sunk. I was like, no, not again, not again. Can I officially say, before we kick all this off, last year HAUL-A-THON releases were the Robot, Bebop and Rocksteady, and the Toon, Toka and Razor. Now,
you also had that 4-pack as well.
A 4-pack, yeah, the Coulda Way 4-pack, right? The Coulda Guide 4-pack.
Mm-hmm. Style Guide. Yeah.
Those 3 sets never, ever went to UK retail. Never, ever went. So, like, HAUL-A-THON was the only option to get them. Luckily, we've got some good friends in the US and some good people out there helped us pick them up. So, me and Tanner have them in our collection. Thank you so much. You know who you are. So that's just an example of what goes up on HAUL-A-THON isn't always promised to be available at retail, especially for us international people. So, like, we are stuck with buying in certain ways. And as I said, HAUL-A-THON doesn't like international people. So let me just say, HAUL-A-THON is back in Target stores from February the 26th. Obviously, all over the internet, people have already started finding stuff in stores. In the UK and many other places in Europe, etc., there are no Target stores. So we're not finding these at retail. So our only option is on internationally via the HAUL-A-THON.com March 3rd. Now, HAUL-A-THON.com translates to costumes.com. Bloody hate this website, okay? So, week 1. So today at 8 a.m. Central, Pacific time, I think it was. So time zones all over the place. So you had to get up really early if you're on the West Coast in America. Week 1 was the Toon Turtle set, the Lotus and Chakarachi, the Man Ray, the Shredder clones, and the Mighty Bebop and Rocksteady sort of 2-pack. They're the main turtle stuff that we're talking about today, right? So they went live on Target.com and on HAUL-A-THON.com, and within minutes, the Toon Turtle set sold out to a lot of people.
I think it was more like seconds than minutes from what I've seen.
Shout out Mad Hatter. If you're a Turtle fan on YouTube, you know who Mad Hatter Reviews is. He put up a little rant video, and he was doing a live purchase video. And he was there, like, seconds it seems to have gone. Like, he got it to his car and he had already sold out. So, very frustrating experience, especially for us passionate fans. So, before we get into our rants here, let me just ask Tanner and Barack what they would have wanted to purchase if things were easy for us, out of this sort of arrangements of Turtle releases here on the screen. So, Tanner, I'll throw it to you first. What were you after there?
So, out of this collection of goodies, we all know that both me and you, Dan, are in for all of it. So yeah, all of it basically, including the stuff that is rumored. Because there's been a leaked list of what's going to be included for weeks and weeks and weeks, and we're thinking, hang on a second, this is going to be an expensive time. So, but no prices were listed. But out of this proverbial set of offerings, pretty much all of it. Yeah, the only one I may have skipped on would have been Man Ray.
Yeah, Tanner even wanted the Hello Kitty cup. He was involved. He wanted it all. Barack, what about yourself in regards to Turtle stuff? So it's your first time on the show. So we'll talk a little bit later about your Turtle fandom and everything you collect. But are you into the Toon stuff? I assume so.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. So I pick from the Toon stuff, the Neca movie stuff, and the Turtles in Time stuff as well. So I didn't get involved in the HAUL-A-THON last year. I was trying to scale back my collection. Did really want that Toon 4-pack. Worked out just too costly at the time. Looking at these current releases, the ones that I would potentially be after would definitely be the Bebop and Rocksteady. And actually, I do quite like the look of that Hello Kitty cup.
Yeah.
As well. I do like my anime Japanese kawaii merchandise, so that would have been on the list as well for me.
So let's have a look at the HAUL-A-THON website right now, right? So as I said, HAUL-A-THON.com translates to costumes.com. So this is their site right now, HAUL-A-THON. You can go on it, you can shop all. And this is currently what's left. So this is live right now as we're doing this. This is what's left on HAUL-A-THON. So you've got Man Ray, you've got Lotus and Chakahachi, you've got the Rhino Man and Mighty Hog, the Shredder clones. Lucky for you guys out there, the Hello Kitty cup is still available, all right? But if you put it in your basket, you may come to a shock because, as I said, doesn't matter what you want here, right? International flat rate shipping is $100, $99, like $100. Insane. So, for example, right? Put Man Ray into my basket, right? $40 figure, right? I want to buy Man Ray. Minimum it's going to cost me is $140 because of the £100 flat rate shipping. Now, this makes me angry because I know it doesn't cost this much to ship stuff. Like, even within the new import charges and taxes and all of that, it does not cost $100 to ship one figure. I've just got David M. Smith, shout him out if he's watching. He's just sent me a couple of the packs that he managed to find at Target, luckily, because as I said, we've got some US friends. He sent me 3 of the 2 packs, and it was £88 shipping for 3 of the 2 packs that weigh a lot heavier than this. So this is crazy, crazy stuff. So this is what put us off last year.
This is worse than last year. It was what? It was $60 last year to ship,
maybe,
and that was just more. The 4 pack. So, yeah, they've taken what I think they must have considered this a success because what they've taken here, and they've doubled the shipping price. They're like, nah, screw those guys internationally. And it's just hilarious that when you order direct from Neca have an $8 international shipping rate, which is insanity. I don't. They must be using teleportation, some sort of Harry Potter wizardry to get it to us the next second for them to be charging this amount.
Yeah, like Tanner just alluded to, when we're used, international shipper buyers, right, we're used to paying a little bit extra for shipping, all right? It's just the way it is collecting. You just bite the bullet and you pay a little bit extra for shipping across the pond, all right? We get it. I always try and justify it in my head as it's cheaper than a plane ticket. It's cheaper than me getting a plane ticket, flying somewhere and going to Target myself, all right? I'll pay the shipping. And granted, the £100 still cheaper than doing that, but still, it's extortionate considering Neca on their own website, when they sell internationally, it's like $8 to $15. And I'd even pay double that. Do you know what I mean? I'd be happy with like a $30 shipping rate, but not £100 for a $40 figure. Absolutely ridiculous. Brack, how do you feel on this shipping stuff? You said last year that the price was just too much. This is a joke, right?
Yeah, absolutely is. I mean, we've all ordered from other US stores, whether it be figures, clothing, and I don't think I've ever paid more than, let's say, $35. And even to me, I thought, okay, that's a bit much, but it was coming like FedEx, UPX, like 5 to 7 days. But this, I don't know if it's done to put off international buyers for whatever reason, but $40 figure, $100 shipping, straight away, I'm not going for that. You know, even if it's a Holy Grail figure that I've been looking for, I'd be, okay, maybe it was a Holy Grail figure. I'd think about it for a second, right? But yeah, that figure is just so off-putting to us. And then, as you guys have done before, you rely on the community, which I know has been absolutely fantastic with helping get figures to people via connections and the relationships you form via show. But yeah, I don't know how they're justifying it or how they're coming to that kind of price point.
Yeah,
but it's ridiculous.
It's the principle, isn't it? Like we want them to have our money. Look, we like your product. Like we're willing to pay the price for the product, but the shipping is just massively off-putting, and it's just it's disappointing. So anyway, the Toon set is sold out straight away, and if we go here to the Target website and actually look at the Toon set, so that's sold out within minutes. That's why probably a lot of the actual ratings there on the website is like 1.5 stars because people are just frustrated that they can't buy the thing they want. But just looking at the set from him, because I don't think we've had a chance to actually break this down, Tanner, on the show and actually talk about what's in here. So the Toon set, Toon accessory set, we've had an accessory set for both movies now, so it was inevitable. They've teased it for a while that we were going to get one for the Toons, and to obviously make it more appealing than just the set of accessories, you've technically, officially, got a set of turtles in there, like a whole set of baby turtles in there, and you also get Mac as well, who's a robot from the future, if you've seen that episode. So he's a new character in itself as well. So it's more than just an accessory set, it's a character set. You get a set of the turtles and a brand new character for your Toon collection, plus the TV you're probably going to need for the dioramas that we got coming. So yeah, Tanner, what do you think as a whole as the accessory set?
I think it's really, really cool. As you alluded to, it will suit the TV, the card backs, the video game console will suit well for the dioramas coming whenever they come. These will be perfect for that. The turtles, mini turtles, best way to get these out in there. So much fun. And you know, with Neca, they're always going to include certain little callbacks and intricacies to specific episodes, like that picture of cheese.
Yeah,
Who remembers that? Come on now, one episode, and then it's just a lot. I find it's a lot of fun. You got Rocksteady's helmet in there as well.
That's a nice one, because that was something that I thought was missing from Rocksteady. He doesn't wear it all the time, but he definitely wears it in the animated show. And my mind's eye of Rocksteady, I think, has his little green helmet. So I like that they've included that.
Yeah, so I really enjoy the offerings of this. I think it's really, really cool. The price they had on it was a really good price, very similar to the movie sets we got as well, which is fire to be. The movie sets were a lot of fun. I'm looking to find a way, if I haven't already found a way, to pick this up, so to say.
Yeah, we will explain to people what our alternatives are. But just looking at the picture on screen, by the way, there are a few errors in that image. Basically, this pack in hand, because as I said, people are finding it in Target right now. There are not 2 videotapes. Instead, there are 2 pizza monsters. Instead of the 2 videotapes, and also Baxter's head with Shredder's helmet is missing from that photo as well. So you do actually get an interchangeable head for Baxter as well. Barack, what do you think of the accessory set? You in on this?
I'm not in on this. I think purely because of sourcing issues and cost, and what you just said about the VHS tapes not being included. I mean, to me, that's like a little bit disappointing, because you've got the VHS player that's on top of the TV.
Yeah,
so
I think you get one. I think you get one tape.
You get one, not 2.
You get one, not 2. You get one tape.
So I guess you could always find a way to get more VHS tapes from other sites, for example, like similar VHS tapes to go with the set. I do like is that a blowtorch there next to like the phone?
It. Yeah, it seems it.
And I mean that'd be great for baby Donnie. Of course, you could pose him next to the TV trying to fix it, for example, and Mikey by the pizza box up there, which is looking good. And the mini weapons are just really cute as well. So now I'm talking about it, the we're going in the head thinking, okay, I wonder if I could somehow pick this up. But I mean, the pictures as well that you get up there are great. So just was it Donnie with the Groucho Marx costume on, with the big mark?
Oh, yeah. I remember that episode where they're like faking that show. Literally, it's weird how you forget stuff, and all it takes is seeing one little image and it all comes flooding back to you. But I've already seen people doing custom inserts for the TV. Shout out Nostalgic Unboxing on YouTube. He's made a whole sort of panel sheet with all old school video games that you could slip into the TV, so that when the Turtles are playing the video game, you can actually have old school video games in the TV set. So I love it when people have that. Again, it's the fun factor, isn't it? It's making that display come to life. Just rather than just having your figures just standing there, you can add a little scene, and it's just more fun. And especially as we know, we got those dioramas coming as well. It's all stuff to spruce up the display. So I think everyone universally, if you're a Toon collector, you want this set. As I said, it has unique characters. Mac is a unique character he has an episode where he comes from the future, and he is in this set. Obviously, the Baby Turtles is an episode where they're in it a lot, and it's still the bloody Turtles. So a lot of people wanted it, and we're very disappointed that it sold out so quick. It's like, it's just frustrating as collectors. So that's the US way to buy it, sold out. The international way to buy it, sold out. But there is a little glimmer of hope. First, the glimmer of hope officially comes from Neca. Now, I apologise. I don't know whose initial image this is or who sent this message to Neca, but someone out there in the community reached out to Neca and asked the question, accessory set sold out in seconds, just wanted to see if we get another chance to get any. And Neca official have replied saying the accessory set is first to market for HAUL-A-THON. It's not exclusive for the event. Stay tuned. So that does give me a little bit of hope that at some point down the line, it may be available on the Neca store. Now, I don't know that for a fact. That's just me making assumptions. But what we do know is it's not exclusive to HAUL-A-THON. I don't think all of because there's so many items that we've seen. They can't all be exclusive to HAUL-A-THON. Some of these are going to be available. But what's frustrating is that they don't tell you at the get-go, which creates this sort of panic and everyone wanting, like that fear of missing out. That FOMO's real, people. So everyone panics and whatever. Where if they were upfront from the start and said, look, if you want it first, HAUL-A-THON, but if you're willing to wait and be patient, these items will be up on the Neca store. And it's just that communication, I think, with the community would be very much appreciated. But instead, they just create this absolute nightmare and frustration. And as I said, FOMO's real, people. So, yeah, there you go. I thought that was an interesting thing from Neca Direct. But Tanner, we have found the loophole. Well, it's not us that have found the loophole. The loophole's already be available. But where else can we buy these things internationally, Tanner?
So
I look at you've got your stress crank already.
Already going.
Yeah.
So we can also find this on a little known website from my Uncle Ali. He's Burak's Uncle Ali as well. His surname is Express. So Jay's already spoken about Uncle Ali already. It's a case of these are available on that. They're slightly more expensive on this specific store. If anybody wants a link for it, message me, message Dan. We'll gladly share it.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's guaranteed. I took a look at the website earlier, and they sold 108 versions of this accessory set.
Yeah.
Which is madness. They probably picked up all the HAUL-A-THON stuff and were like, "Sod it, we're selling it." But it's not that much of a markup. It's what, £20 $20 compared to the price on Target. So you have that option available. It is still showing in stock. Whether or not you want to pick up that way or whether or not you want to wait to see what Neca decide to do with future releases, if they do future releases, of course.
Yeah, again, it's that lack of communication from Neca Direct saying that these will be available at a later date. We just don't know, so they create that panic. But like you said, Uncle Ali is there to help you out if you want. Now, for people concerned, because this is a fair thing as well, like even I was a little bit hesitant of using AliExpress, but after doing a lot of research and just experience after using them a few times over the years, AliExpress isn't like a dodgy, weird website. It's just an overseas website. It's just an overseas. So it's the person selling this stuff. It's an overseas seller selling official Neca product. So whether or not they should be is a different question for someone else to work out. But the point is, the product is legit. It isn't like factory rejects or anything like rumors some suggest. They are genuine factory products just sold from an overseas seller. And the shipping is definitely not $100. I can tell you that. Yeah, as I said, I've put an order in for the majority of the HAUL-A-THON stuff from AliExpress, and my Rex Raw On is already in the West Midlands. It's already landed. It's already here. So like, hopefully, maybe this week I might have Rex 1 in my hand. So as I said, I'll be able to show that off on the channel when it does. But
mine's still showing as being in not being come over yet, so
yeah,
I probably ordered a lot more than you, so it's a heavier box.
Yeah, no.
But it's a case of it will get here when it gets here. I'm only missing a few things that I would like, so there may be a plea at the end of this in exchange for this link. Yeah, it's I'm totally happy with my HAUL-A-THON experience with Uncle Ali.
Yeah, I like Ali-Con. Ali-Con is much better than HAUL-A-THON here. Let me just read out a list here of some of the stuff that's available. So You got the Toon accessory pack, the Rex 1, the Dirk Savage and Mona Lisa, the Chikarachi and Lotus 2-pack, the Grunt and Jersey Red 2-pack, the Tall Fug and Short Gangster 2-pack, which is it's Dumbo and what's his name?
I can't remember.
Oh, they're two Disney names. That's why they can't use it. It's someone in the chat will tell me. Anyway, there's the short fucking tall fucking Short Gangster, the Mighty Hog and Rhino 2-pack, the Archie Comics Man Ray. There's also a couple of other Archie stuff that is a little bit harder to find at the minute. You've got the Jaguar and the other one that's not been found many places.
Dreadmon.
Yes, yeah, only a few
Dreadmon.
people seem to have found him. You've got the Mirage clones as well. So there is a lot, like so much more stuff compared to last year's HAUL-A-THON, which make that...
You've also got that Triceraton as well, which looks absolute
massive
fire.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are lots and lots of stuff, which does make me think this can't all be HAUL-A-THON exclusive. Some of this is going to be available elsewhere at some point. But I wish they would bloody tell us rather than creating this panic, because they must know this panic is happening. So out of all that list I just read out, Tanner, are you in for it all? The Toon and the Mirage stuff and the Archie stuff?
Pretty much. The only thing I'm not sure about, I'm on the fence with, is Black and White Usagi Yojimbo, because I've already got one. I don't need a second. And Dreadmon and Jaguar. I'm on the fence with them because I think they may hit the UK stores one way or another, because we have had Slash over, and that Slash figure is very, very good and can fit in a cartoon display as well. But I'm just on the fence with those two. The rest of it, yes, let's just say my bank account may end up taking quite a beating over the next couple of weeks if it hasn't already.
Yeah, it is. Again, it's hard to like just have them. As I said, I've been speaking to you for a while, Tanner, and we knew that March this time last year, they had all the Secret of the Ooze 2-packs going up for pre-order and stuff like that. So last year in March, Neca had pre-orders every single week, and it was an expensive month. So in my head, I knew this was coming, or something like this was on its way. So I, as I said, a little bit smart, had a little bit put to the side, but it's very expensive. But out of the list I just read out, again, all the Toon stuff, the Mirage stuff, the Archie stuff, you said you're into it all, but you're dabbling. What out of that are you after?
Dabbling was, I mean, the superhero fan in me says Rhino Man and Mighty Hog would be the one that I would, and the Toon, the Mutant Turtles. I think I've kind of talked myself into wanting them, but let's ignore that. But I just love the style of these figures. They're big, they're bulky, they go well in a display. That pose there, I could just imagine that on a diorama, which is another subject we'll come on to later.
Yeah.
With just having those just posing they just look just really well detailed, as all of the Neca Toon stuff is. I think I've heard you said it before. It looks like it's jumped out of the TV onto your shelf, because it's from a cartoon. They can pretty much make an exact likeness. It's a little bit more difficult, I guess, with the movie ones, even though they are very good. But these two, for me, just because of the amount of poses, and you can fit them into other displays. So I like to cross the stream sometimes with my collection, so I can see them fitting into displays with something else, just for the pure ridiculousness of it.
Yeah, no, these look great, and they're new heads as well. It isn't just the same old heads that are on the old Rocksteady and Bebop. And I'm going to display mine with the Dark Turtle, even though they're not in the same episode. It's just that they're all like superhero themed type thing. Let me read out a few comments here from the people. Because again, there's a lot of people in the chat that are also feeling the same frustrations here from HAUL-A-THON. So let me read Quinn Comics. So Quinn Comics says, the scalpers went in and grabbed everything at my Target. One guy had a cart full of stuff, and when I asked if he could I could have one of the ones he had multiple of, he said, "Fuck no." Yeah, I would have poked him in the eye. I hate people like that so much. Yeah. Other people are saying similar stuff. Other people are saying that's why I don't collect the Toon Turtle stuff. It's very frustrating. Like there's a lot. It's a lot, and that's some collectors genuinely do want a lot of it, but they can't afford to get it all in one go. It's like someone brought one of everything and posted up their like receipt, and it was like over $700, which is crazy.
I mean, Jay has just messaged in the chat as well, saying he's spent over $700 in the past couple of weeks on HAUL-A-THON stuff and stuff like that. And it's, yeah, I can see how it adds up, which is just madness. It is all at once. And it's just, they are quiet for a majority of the year. It's just this period in March where they go nuts with reveals, releases, and the rest of the year they're pretty much quiet. You have your pre-order up here or there, and yeah, it's more achievable. It's like they get excited over it because it's WrestleMania season as well. It's WrestleMania season. Let's release everything.
The hype is in the air. Home Dude says, plot twist. The guy at Target with the cart full of stuff was getting them to send to Dan and Tanner. I wish. No, not the case. As I said, thankfully a few people have reached out to help. But the Who crew and the regulars are Legend and the Liquor. They're just like I've told them they all need to move houses and move to a better Target because none of them live near good Targets. Poor Mike Hex is going out to Target every day and all he can find is like the red Ronin. That's like that cutaway Ronin that is not really something I want or need. Do you want that Ronin? That red Ronin?
No, I don't want that. I'm perfectly happy with the normal release of that, even though he was one of my favorite figures of the year. So I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't need a red Ronin. However, one other person I will shout out because I know you've managed to pick up quite a few of the in the targets is Mr. Miguel Wolfpack.
Ah, yes.
He's managed to pick up quite a few. He sent me a good couple of pictures of what he's picked up. He's managed to get that Triceraton, which has made me very, very jealous. Very, very jealous.
That Triceraton isn't on Ali, right? Yet he's not.
Not yet. Not yet. Hopefully soon.
Okay.
Hopefully soon. This is the one thing I want the US guys to look out for me for is a lovely Triceratops to go in my collection because out of everything, he's my personal favorite and the not including the accessory set. The Triceratops is my personal favorite everything they got out so far.
Home Dude is saying he's reselling for 85 to 115, which is ridiculous. So he's clearly a very sought after figure. And the thing is, if you look on eBay, everything is selling for over retail because people just want to get rid of the stress. Like some people are willing to pay that little bit extra just to be like, look, I've got what I wanted. I've bit the bullet. I've paid the extra because it's cheaper sometimes than driving around and checking all these places in person. As I said, it's definitely cheaper for us to pay an extra $10, $20 than it is to go out there to ourselves. Barack, what about you with the Mirage stuff or the Ronin stuff even? Are they stuff that you're picking up?
Mirage stuff, not really, as I've not really got into those comics as much, although I am reading from the start now. So potentially, if there are some knocking around in the future, I could potentially pick up some Mirage stuff. Ronin stuff, yes. I love the graphic novels. I've got both the Ronins that Neca have released. I picked up a white Chase variant the other day in Derby. So if anyone is watching in the UK and you're near Derby, if you get yourself down to the Derbyan, I've got a very good store in there called Toy Planet, and they had a lot of the Mirage figures in there as well. So a little tip, pop in there because they always seem to get like these figures that you don't see at the big retails or maybe places like Forbidden Planet if you're down in London. So I'm very happy with the Ronin that I've got, the white Chase variant. I'm probably going to wait now until the rest of the Neca ones come out, unless I'm out and about. I do like an independent toy shop, and I'll see what they have. But very happy with the white Chase variant. They had the other version as well, the Playmates version, but the white Chase, and they had two, so I've left one.
Very nice.
So I didn't to resell one. I thought I'll just get one for myself because I'm a collector, and I'll put the word out that if anyone wants it. It was still there last Saturday at around about 5 p.m.
Yeah, leave one for the next collector. Absolutely. It's a good attitude to have. People in the chat, so a Mini Plastic Multiverse is saying the guy on AliExpress told him he'd have the Triceraton next week. So keep an eye on that for sure. And like Tanner said at the start of the stream, like AliExpress were already selling quite a lot of this stuff anyway. But after this morning, and a lot of people I think had a really bad experience with HAUL-A-THON and Target, they went, well, F this then. Because a lot of people were holding out hope that they could get it through the official channels and play nice and play along. But as I said, the experience has ruined it, and those order numbers on the AliExpress page have like shot up, like especially like the Toon set as well. So yeah, again, like as I said, there's options, people. There are different places you can go and find this stuff if you want it. I just hope, as I said, as a fellow collector, you find what you want and get it without breaking the bank. Because again, we've got to be sensible here. At the same time, everyone's got their limits. Rotten in the chat says, I looked out and got the accessory set. Very well done. Disavowed jumped in the chat, said, hello all. Hello, Disavowed. How you doing? Yeah, there you go. The chat are sort of agreeing.
I think the Fossil also said he got the accessory set as well.
Oh, okay, so good.
Also, shout out to him as well. I saw him in the comments. So, yeah, hopefully everybody finds what they get. There are other ways to get it as opposed to playing ball. If you've played ball the HAUL-A-THON ways, there are more legitimate ways of picking it up. Look, as opposed to going and paying Flipper Frank for it.
These are all still available on HAUL-A-THON.com right now if you're international, right? So you can still get Man Ray, the Lotus 2-pack, the Mighty Hog 2-pack, and the Shredder clones. However, as I said, the big caveat to all of that is you will be paying £100 shipping, even if you just want one of the items. The shipping is over double the price of an... It's just a joke. There's no justifying it. It makes no sense. And I will not... I'd rather... You can probably get it off eBay cheaper than, like, you can probably buy a Man Ray off eBay cheaper than £140 right now, guaranteed. So I'd rather give Flipper Frank my money than costumes.com out of the sheer principle for justifying that shipping price for international. And obviously Target.
I think they heard us booing them at MCM last year, and they're like, screw that couple, screw that pair who came into our store at MCM. We're going to charge double for shipping this year.
Me and Tanner, this is a genuine thing, right? So at MCM, the basically London Comic Con essentially last year, there was a costumes.com like booth, like a big shop booth. It was one of the bigger ones there. So me and Tanner went in, and we're just acting like a pair of cows walking around going, moo, boo, boo. And people were going, is someone booing? Me and Tanner, like, under our breath going, boo. We're just booing the place. I hated it. So got no love for costumes.com. Not even if I wanted a costume, I wouldn't go to costumes.com. That's how much they've ruined this experience for me. But yeah, there you go. So there's that. But again, little bit of hope maybe that Neca themselves said that the accessory set isn't exclusive. That maybe is the same for other sets. We shall find out. Anyway, let's talk about something that is a little bit easier to get, and that's available right now, and it is available for like another week or so. It is Donatello's Portal. So that is up on the Neca store right now. I have thankfully got my order in. I wasn't there day one. I knew I had a little bit of time, but my order is now in. So Donatello's Portal. I don't know why they didn't include it with HAUL-A-THON. Maybe they thought it was such a niche item, they just sell it direct. We have seen this. They first seen this, shown this in the Yusugio Jimbo promo images, where we seen this, and we thought, maybe they just made it as a prop, but after all the hype from those promo images, they were like, we can package this and sell this. So it is now available. There's some different screens in there as well. Really good. Again, just like it's like a deluxe or an addition to the accessory set. Yeah, it's like an accessory add-on where it's got no figures or characters, but it has got lots of fun factor for the display as such. I think there's an image over here of everything you get. So yeah, you basically get the portal with working levers, and then you get a couple of interchangeable slides that go in, and they're sort of what's the word I'm thinking of, where you wiggle it and it's got different things on it. What's the word?
Oh, the lenticular screens.
Thank you. Yes. So it has basically, even though there's only a couple of screens here, they all have like multiple different looks and stuff, and again will look pretty cool on the display, depending on what angle you're looking at it in your room, depending on what you'll see on the portal. So as I said, I'm a Donatello guy, people. I don't know if you could tell, but obviously I've went in on this. I will find a place for it on the display. I don't know where, maybe Donatello's lab when it comes out, but yeah, I'm in. Tanner, are you in on the Donatello portal?
I am indeed in. As you alluded to, this will go in well with that the diorama, the Donny set diorama, as a little thing he's working on in the lab, because in the cartoon, I remember this never quite worked properly, and he's always tinkering with it, just like he does his coffee machine. Just you can have him working on that turtle van in the lab as well. There's a lot of stuff here you can have for that turtle lab, Donnie's lab diorama. You can have him in there just working on it. So I'm all for this. It's a good little callback to a lot of the episodes of which they were used in. I do like the lenticular sets. You get multiple. You can do multiple different screens, destinations for them to go and visit. I'm all in for this. And the fact that we have 3 weeks, we're now 2 weeks because a week has already gone by. We've now got 2 weeks to pick this up off Neca.com. If you don't pick this up and you want it and you miss that 3 weeks, this is a case of you probably won't be able to get it again. It's like the movie accessory sets. You may as well shoot. There's a lot coming out, so I understand if you have to pick and choose. But if you're planning on getting the dioramas, this will be a perfect little fit-in for that diorama.
Yeah, it's a niche item, isn't it? Let's be honest. Like, some people won't. As
not essential.
Yeah, exactly. It isn't essential to a collection, but it is a fun addition all the same. Barack, what about yourself with the Donatello's portal here?
For me, it's a space issue. So, not as in like up there, but physically able somewhere to put it. I don't have anywhere to put it. I mean, I had to get rid of my Toon diorama because I physically had, which I was funny because I think Tanner sold it to me and I then sold it back to Tanner because I physically had nowhere to actually place it. So this is my issue with the portal. I like it. It's a fun little niche item. Like I said, I don't know about the dioramas coming down the line. So, but for me, not having anywhere to put it is probably a no from me, even though it does look fun and it's niche. And you know, who doesn't love watching Donnie tinker with things in the background?
He does machines. He does machines. The song says it himself.
Indeed, he does.
Like you said yourself, though, I do think space is going to be an issue, especially as this line is expanding. It keeps growing. Like, we're getting characters like Jersey Red, for God's sake, in figure form. They are getting deep now. So stuff like this, as I said, it's a niche item for the people that are going all in and have the space. Because again, I don't think people are going to choose to display the portal over a couple of the characters on a shelf. But it is a nice, fun item all the same. And like Jay's Toy Collection in the chat says, only £8 international shipping on this one. So yeah, again, why if Neca can do it and be fair and play fair to the international, what's going on, HAUL-A-THON? What the hell? So yes, this was a very reasonable price for what it is. Niche item, limited, like Tanner said, 3 weeks window and then it's gone because it isn't really the type of thing that would sell well at retail. So I do think this is probably the best thing to be direct to the consumer here. And yeah, there you go. So if you want it, Donatello's Portal. As I said, think about, if you're one of those guys that are thinking about getting the dioramas in the future, we don't know if this is like how available this is going to be, and this is going to be, you're going to need this for Donatello's lab, I think. Like, this is going to be a nice addition. So even if you get it and just keep it in a cupboard, until those dioramas come, then you can pull that out and you're like, haha, I've got something for this. So
slide it under the bed. That's fine. Nobody will notice it's there until you need to pull it out. It'll keep the monsters under the bed company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, if you're a Donnie fan, I think this is a must buy. So if they had the version of this for Mikey, so let's say it was like Mikey's skate park or Mikey's video game lounge, for example, I'd be all over that.
Absolutely,
Definitely.
Yeah. Each turtle could have their own like little accessory set. So Donnie obviously got the portal here. You could have Leonardo in his like training room with like because he's got that sort of wooden thing that he hits and does type thing. Raph,
you can just put a punch bag up and you'll just go to town on the punch bag, whatever.
Yeah, I'd like Michelangelo to have like his surfboard, not the surf, but the skating surfing. Do you know in the sewer he gets on that surfboard? Skating,
with the motor, right?
Yeah, the motor surfboard type thing. I'd like that in Toon form. So there's like so much potential for like little add-on accessory sets or whatever. They're like little mini, like, because the Playmates did it back in the day, and some of them were in the cartoon, but some of them weren't. So again, having them Toon accurate after all these years is what's so appealing for me. But yeah, people in the comments agree for sure. I ordered my portal machine already, not going to support the scalper, so I ordered mine with Neca, says Quinn comments. Absolutely. He says Mikey in the kitchen making pizza would be a good one. We could take that. Tariq is in the chat. He says, "Hey guys, joining late, but just got my comic Casey Jones. Excited to open it." Yes, absolutely. That comic Casey, the Mirage Casey, looks really good. Yeah, really good.
It's looking amazing. That Mirage line in general is looking really, really good.
Yeah, no, I have to try and. I love all that look of that stuff, but I've got to draw that line, people. There's so much toon stuff. I'm like, okay, I've got to try and not be tempted to go elsewhere because very expensive already. But there you go. Donnie's Lab up right now.
Right. Well, I'll try and convince you otherwise now.
Yeah.
It's already kind of worked with the Ronin because I sent you the book.
Oh,
let's see if I can get to work on that as well.
Hook, line, and sinker. I've read like the next couple of chapters now, so I know like Casey's daughter's in it as well, and she's also called Casey, and like spoiler alert, blah blah blah, and like I've got a little bit deeper in now, and I'm thinking of other characters and potential that could be in figure form. So yeah, the Ronin book got me hook, line, and sinker.
Just wait until you get to the final chapter. Okay. There's a certain character in that. I'm not going to go into who. That look is fire, and I want that figure right now.
Okay, I'm sure. As I said, I don't think they're going to slow down. We know we're going to get lots more Mirage and because they've replaced the arcade stuff that you said you were getting, Barack. They've seemed to have put that on pause for the Mirage and the Archie stuff this year. But they have said that the arcade stuff will be back. Did you get the loot crate with the shark in it, Barack? That's based off a game, isn't it?
I did, but I wasn't a fan of the figure, so I sold it on.
Yeah, I'm curious if they do any more from that tournament turtle game.
You got like 3 different versions with a whole different roster.
Yeah, I remember that.
You could build up a hell of a roster for it, especially with the Jada Turtles Street Fighters coming and the comic book linked to Street Fighter Turtles. You can have like a mini Street Fighter Turtles display going on with the arcade figures. Yeah,
absolutely. Right, let's keep going through all this toy news then, right? So staying with Neca, since last time we've been on this, we have had a Turtle Van update from Trevor Zammit himself on Hump Day. So they did it on Hump Day because the promo images for the Turtle Van, you might have noticed the hump was a little bit humpy, if that's even a word. It was like a little bit more exaggerated than some of the episodes, but again, the cartoon was a little bit inconsistent in its design itself anyway, so I think they took the criticism from the community saying it's a little bit too much there, and they have dumbed it down a little bit now with the update. So they haven't released any official promo images as such yet, but I know they did show it off here with like the folding door and stuff. Where's he picked up the van, didn't he, somewhere? You find it.
Yeah, I remember watching.
There we go.
Yeah, there he is. So there he is holding the van. So you can see the hump on the van has got dumbed down. You see, it's a lot more flat now compared to that sort of camel hump that you see here. So, again, they haven't released any official promo images of the updated van, but Trevor did say they were coming. So, just thoughts real quick on the van. So, can I assume, Barack, that you went in on the Turtle Van? Yep, beautiful. Right, so as we go through here, Tanner, what do you think of the updates they've made and the first sort of look of the van? Do you know, like the scale and the door and all that they showed off? What do you think?
So I love the fact that they've gone into it, they've redone it, they've worked on the feedback from the fans to bring down that hump, even though there's nothing wrong with a good badonkadonk. So it's a case of, they've made it a lot more limited to a lot more what people envision the Turtle Van to be from the early cartoon. Because even in the cartoons, every episode had the van with slightly different dimensions here or there. So this, I think, is a majority of people's main look with this. It looks nice, it looks sleek, it will go in well with the cartoon display. I do like the way the top opens up as well, and they've lowered down that rear spoiler as well a little bit, because I thought the original one was a little bit too high. I think this looks a lot better.
Yeah, I like the way that the top opens up as well, so like you can do the actual intro scene where all the turtles are like jumping out of it. Barack, what do you think of the updates to the Turtle Van? Better than the original images?
I think so, yeah. As Tanner said, there's nothing wrong with a good badonkadonk. I like the sleek look a little bit better. I think it even looks like you could probably pose some figures on top of it trying to get in to the van. And I remember watching this video, and they opened it up. You had the door that swings out, which I think where you can see a turtle. But what it means is I now need 4 more Toon Turtles. So I want the 4 to pose in the van and then 4 on a display. So it's again wishing I could have tried to get that HAUL-A-THON 4 Toon pack last year, but yeah, very happy. I remember having the original version of this Playmates van. I was like 10 or 11. And it was just like a giant bit of like plastic. But this, just the way toys have like come nowadays. I'm very happy with this new design and looking forward to getting it in hand, as I didn't order the Super 7 van or that damn van. As I believe it was called by Tanner. So he's got to have 2 vans. So I've just got this, and I'm happy with this one.
It's the year of the van. Like as I said, Tanner's going to have he's going to need a garage at the end of the year to park all these vans in.
Donnie's going to have a lot of work to work on with. I think it's now going to be 4 vans I'm going to have, including that Mega Blocks one, which is the smallest one. But yeah.
It does seem like now the Neca van's coming first, though, right, Tanner? Do you think?
Pretty much, yeah. I think Super 7 came out with I can't remember when their date was. Neca did say Q2, Q3. I think the Super 7 release date was Q4, end of the year. So I think Neca is coming out first. Yeah. But looking at that Thunder Tank Super 7 release and how huge that is, it gets me slightly worried as to how big the Super 7 van is going to be. Because I probably didn't envision it to be that long, that big, basically.
I told you, I'm Fred Flintstone in it. I am. I'm kicking out the bottom and using that as my new car. I'm just going to run into work in my Super 7 Turtle van. I do think at the end of the day, though, when it's all said and done, when you take in price and style and all these other things, I think the Neca van is going to be that happy medium amongst collectors where that's going to be the be-all, end-all. So they have officially said as well that there will be another opportunity to get the van. The van will go back up for pre-order for anyone who missed out on the Neca van. So if you did miss out on the Neca van and you're a Toon Turtle fan, I do think it's essential to the collection. Like even if you just if your collection is just the Turtles and the van, that in itself is a solid representation of that cartoon that we all love. So yeah, I think it's a needed piece in the collection for sure. Again, space is definitely going to be the issue with all this stuff. It's all good wanting all this stuff, but like I'm going to be putting the Donnie's Turtle in the back of this van at this point, trying to find the space for this stuff.
One thing I will say though that they didn't mention with the initial reveal, the lights now light up, which is really, really cool. You can turn the lights on, turn the lights off. I know they've probably taken influence from that third-party van.
That Underground Arsenal,
because that had the lights turn on and off. And I like the fact that they've implemented on this. That would have been one of the things I would have liked them to add, just the headlights turning on and off.
Yeah, no, they definitely didn't promote that when it originally came out. From my memory, they did not promote that it had lights. And then Trevor was like so casual in this video, going, "Oh yeah, it's got lights." And it's like, hang on, we didn't know it had lights. So yeah, again, that's just a bonus because it's not like it cost us more. Our pre-orders are already in; they're already locked in. So it's a nice little surprise. So yeah, again, this year, 2023, will be the year of the Turtle van. Neca versus Super 7. People will always make the comparison. There's going to be no avoiding it. But I do think both of them are like stylistically for a different sort of collection. And I'll find a way. We'll find a way, Tanner, to enjoy both of them as much as we can. We really will. But it seems like we may be able to put this one into the Super 7 van and it just turns into one of those Russian dolls. And then in this one, you can put your...
Put the Mega Blocks one in.
Well, put the retro one in that and then put the Mega Blocks in the retro one and it's just a Russian doll setup of Turtle vans. But that's probably how we'll have to end up storing them. yeah.
Hot Wheels van at the end.
There you go. I've actually got that Hot Wheels one as well. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there you go. Update on the Turtle van. It's coming this year. They have reduced the hump, but it is looking good. And it will go up again for pre-order for anyone who missed out. And again, if you are a Toon Turtle guy or girl, then I do think it's an essential piece. It's like their trademark vehicle. It's like their Batmobile. It's like the Turtles need their Turtle van. So it's iconic. So All good. Right, let's keep going through some Neca stuff. Earlier on in the month, talking of Mirage, on Walmart.com. Now, again, I haven't heard if this isn't going to be a Walmart exclusive. It's definitely not available in the UK yet, but it is Battle Damaged Mirage Shredder. So if you've obviously read the first sort of issue of or the first run of the Mirage Turtles, you know what happens to Shredder. So this is taken straight out of the comics here. So he's looking good, and again, he's a sort of another Shredder to add to your Mirage collection. Tanner, are you in on this? And correct me if I'm wrong, it's not gone up anywhere in the UK yet, right?
No, it hasn't gone up anywhere in the UK, and I know there are the people that have ordered this from Walmart in US are a lot of the orders are getting cancelled.
Oh.
So if you have managed to order this, keep an eye on your email. Fingers crossed you don't get that cancellation email. I don't know what's causing these emails to go out and what's causing this to be cancelled. But looking at my my display, I have the original Foot Clan where they're in red. This one's in blue, so it's a case of, because the Shredder clones are in red as well, it's a case of, as much as good as I think this looks, I don't think the aesthetic, the look, just because of that blue color, it will fit in with my Foot Clan that I've got with my Mirage comic collection.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
So, yeah, I think this will be one I'm missing. If it does come over to the UK, like all the other Mirage comic figures have come over so far. If it does come over and it goes up for a cheaper price in a sale, if it doesn't sell out straight away, then I may pick it up. But I don't think this is one that's for me.
Tom in the chat goes, hopefully it turns up on Ali. We're just going to rely on Ali now for all our turtle needs. Barack, what do you think with the Mirage Shredder here, the Battle Damage Mirage Shredder?
Now, as I don't have any of the Mirage line apart from, I guess, the Ronin, if you can class that as Mirage, Tanad? Really? You know?
No, it's comic, but it's not Mirage. Yeah, it's comic, but it's not Mirage.
It's its own thing.
Yeah, in that case, this will be a pass for me simply because I don't have anything else in this line, so I wouldn't be able to pair it with anything apart from maybe a Bruce Lee figure I have, which would be quite cool because I like to cross the streams, as I said. So I'm not going to go out of my way to find it, but as Tana said, if I come across it one day in an independent toy shop or online for a reasonable price, I might think, why not? It'll be a good addition to have in the collection.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm not picking up the Mirage stuff. As I said, I've drawn that line in the sand. I've went right. I'm Toon, I'm Movie, but I can't do the Mirage stuff as well, as much as I love it. So, not for me either. But I do appreciate that it does look great. So yeah, Walmart in the US. But again, no official word from Neca of if it's an exclusive or what. It just went up. People got some orders in, and like Tanner said, some got cancelled. But we thought we'd mention it here to let people know it's clearly on its way. It's clearly coming at some point. But yeah, so Mirage beating up Shredder. All right, let's keep going through. Talking about money, how can we afford any of this HAUL-A-THON stuff with stuff like this coming out? So, finally, now this has been revealed for a while, obviously, but we haven't had a chance to talk about it on Turtles and Tea, so we cannot not talk about it on Turtles and Tea. It is the Mezco Turtles. They're here, all four of them. So you get a box set of all four Turtles, tons of accessories, as you would imagine, for Mezco, but there is also a massive price to go along with it. You're looking at, what is it, £400, Tanner? Is that what we're looking at here?
I think there are places in the UK you can get it for a little bit cheaper.
Okay, well, lots of
I can't remember exactly how much. I think it's you got to shop around for it.
So,
but it looks.
Yeah, I'm just skipping through pictures here, as you can see. So much comes with it.
Yeah.
For the amount that comes with it, the sheer amount, you got soft goods, you got everything like that. I think that's a good price considering most Mezco stuff do go up in value. And if these are the only turtles that they release, I know they're releasing some of the 5. They've revealed the 5-point, the smaller versions of them. But I think these are, if you are only looking for one set of definitive turtles that can fit comic, can look in the cartoons, I think these are good, and I blame Tom and Jay, both of whom are in this chat, for me falling down that Mezco hole, spiraling down,
well,
down.
Well, you're talking about Mezco here, right? So obviously they're Mezco turtles, and Mezco have definitely took some liberties here with the turtles because it's hard to sort of pick what exact version of these turtles they represent because they're the early Mirage looking turtles in regards to like how their shape and size, but then they've got the color all got their individual colors, which wasn't in the Mirage comics. So it's like an amalgamation. So do you reckon that's a wise decision here? Are they trying to go after the generic turtle fan rather than just putting them all with red bandanas and going just for comic guys?
I think they are. Yeah, they are just going for the generic turtle fan who are looking for their one set of turtles to display. With the sheer amount of stuff these guys come with, weapons, soft goods, this, that, and the other, heads, hands. And as we've all discussed before on previous live streams, everybody loves a little bit of head.
Who doesn't?
But
look at all that head on the screen. Crazy. I'm surprised we're not demonetized.
It's madness. So it's a case of this is just too good not to pass up. For me, I would say at least anyway. So I've gone all in. You get the pizza as well. I've just noticed in the pictures, and
they all come with, as you said, they all come with their own little soft good little outfit as well. It seems there's some
so
Donny equipment
you can
there.
Have different ways to display them, and I think these
not enough hands though. Not enough hands for me. They need more hands. Not happy about that.
I think these will look good as maybe like IDW turtles because they haven't got a specific figure line yet. That may change in the future.
Stay tuned.
But I think the fact that this comes with so many different ways to display them, so many different ways to have them on. Yeah, I think these can be a definitive set of turtles for anyone looking for that one best turtle figure who's missed out on the Neca figures, who's missed out on the Super 7 figures. I think these will be the one for everybody to look out for.
So before I go to Brack, like I have a curious question. Like, do you reckon they intentionally didn't give you a fourth head, so you couldn't technically have 4 red bandana turtles to make it the Mirage turtles? Because here, if they gave you one more Raphael head, you could have used all of the Raphael heads and all of the bodies and had a set of Mirage turtles. So curious about that decision. And also in regards to scale, will they scale with like some of the other Mirage figures out there, like from Neca, like that Triceraton that's coming out, or the Renin, or the Fugitor, the other sort of Mirage stuff? Would that scale here with these, and you could sort of build out a collection and amalgamation and cross the streams like Barack says, Tanner?
Yeah, I think possibly. Yeah, I think I see, especially as we're getting from a Neca the hench tails for the Mirage line. These will be slightly, I can imagine they'll be slightly smaller than that, but with my Mezco figures, they fit in well with Marvel Legends, so that kind of scales quite well. Some of the figures I got fit in quite well, and I think these will be where there's a will, there's a way, is what I'm going to say. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you want to fit these in, you will find a way to fit these in with any display as the main one above all turtles, so to say.
California Red Devils made a good point in the chat, actually, that sort of takes my idea out of it. They are all a slightly different shade of green, so the red bandana head wouldn't match the other bodies, so it wouldn't work. So it was I thought I found a loophole, but clearly it wouldn't work. So good spot from California Red Devil there. So Barack, when it comes to these Mezco turtles, which we've sort of come to the conclusion they are their own sort of amalgamation of what people mind eye of the turtles could be, are you in on these? Do these tempt you?
These do tempt me, yes indeed, because they, like you said, they do look similar to the first line of comic book turtles Neca released, the ones that have been bootlegged to death.
Yeah.
With pure red bandanas, and then you've got versions which have got the coloured bandanas. But the sheer amount of accessories that we've looked at that you can get for these, and I would look at these as their own display, maybe a separate diorama. I guess before yesterday or so, I was thinking, I think I could skip these. But having seen the pictures in more detail and heard you both describe how they could be displayed, and I'm thinking, oh, these would be ideal for crossing the streams.
Oh, these are the perfect turtles for crossing the streams. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they could go with anything. I'm looking at like sort of collection I've got here and over there behind that you can't see. Well, I'm thinking these could be put into so many scenarios that I might be reaching out to Town afterwards to say, where's that place where you said you could get me a little bit cheaper in the UK?
Yeah.
I'll sort you out.
I love how they all have their own little soft goods. So you could literally look how gangster Donnie looks there in his little cape and his stick, because he's so good. The man only needs a stick as a weapon. That's how good Donatello is. But even
taking inspiration from Robin Hood in that video.
even Leonardo there with his cape and Mikey, and obviously Raph in disguise with his trademark at this point. But again, I've said publicly that I do want these, but the price obviously does sting a little bit. But it is Mezco, you're getting quality, you're getting a lot of accessories here, and it's not something that, you're not, with Mezco, you can just get the turtles and you're done. Because they're not doing Bebop and Rocksteady and Shredder and Splinter and April, they're not going there. And if they do, it'll be in 2036. And God knows if I'll be collecting then. Well, I will be, because I'll be collecting till I'm an old man. But my point is, Mezco take a hell of a long time. So when these turtles eventually get here in 2026, hopefully sooner than that. When are they due, Tanner? When are they due?
This is Mezco, so I don't want to give a date. It'll probably be wrong. I'm not sure.
I've seen end of this year.
It says ships. Yeah, it says. So I'm on the official Mezco site right now, and it says ships October-December 2023. That ain't happening. They're lying. No one's getting these in 2023.
Take a bet on whether or not that was shipped October-December of this year?
I bet you
against it.
What are you betting they won't?
I'm betting they won't.
Yeah, same. So we're on the same page here. We need to bet with someone who thinks they're coming. Who thinks these are coming in 2023? Because me and Tanner will bet you some cold hard cash that these are not getting released in 2023. So me and Barack have some time to save our pennies for this one for sure. Because I do think I want these. Just like as Barack said, they can just be their own separate little display. But then if I wanted to, I can move them around because they're an amalgamation. They don't particularly fit anywhere, but that's the whole point. They're just a representation of the turtles, done in Mezco style, good quality, lots of accessories, and just fun action figures. So the texture of them looks great as well. Derek says the texture of them looks like the new IDW too. Like the leathery sort of skin. I didn't realise at first that they are all a little bit different colour, which is like the original Playmate Turtles as well. So it has that like little nostalgic touch. I don't know, just as you look through the pictures there, you do sort of go, okay, these look great. You look at the price and you want to run away, but again, we're collectors here. We know what it's like. But looking good. So
people paid more than that for a van, right?
You're looking at two of them right here.
No comment. What van? I'm sure it turns up.
That damn van. By the way, people, everyone in the chat, thank you for joining us live here on this. Again, this was a spontaneous stream. Me and Tanner knew we wanted to do a Turtles and Tea very soon, but it was spontaneous to do it today because, as I said, the HAUL-A-THON hype was real. So thank you for joining us today live. There is a live poll in the chat right now as well that simply asks, what is your favourite Turtle line to collect? And I gave you 4 options: Toon, comic / Mirage, movie, or everything. So far, 32% with Toon, 25% comic and Mirage, 19% movie, and 24% everything. So again, and there's no wrong answers, people. Here, there's no wrong answers. We're in a great age for Turtle fans, and we've not even finished with the news, people. We've not even finished with the news. Oh, and by the way, Jay says December 2024 would be his guess. You're probably closer. They're not coming this year. That's all I'm saying. I'd like them to. That'd be great if they did, but it ain't happening. And I definitely can't afford these and a Super 7 van in the same month for this year. That ain't happening. So one of them needs to take a break.
Yeah.
Talking of Super 7 though, we do have a Super 7 reveal that we haven't talked about since last time. It is another glow-in-the-dark figure for their own little glow-in-the-dark collection, and it's Slash, which is a nice looking figure. I haven't got this original Slash yet, but he is one I plan to pick up. But they have already done the glow-in-the-dark version. So Tanner, this is definitely now, after your sneaky little purchase at the end of last year, you were all in on these glow-in-the-dark figures, right?
Yeah, may as well. So I have ordered this. I've got all the other glow in the darks as well, including those bleeding 4-pack foretels. Yeah, it'll be a good thing to display in the box. It glows really, really well based on what I've seen these pictures. It will go well with the other ones that I have glow in the dark. And again, with the glow in the dark ones, I just plan on keeping them boxed. I will open up the normal versions, keep the glow in the darks in box. It'll be kind of a smash here if in need of funds, if these ones do go up in price, which they may do because they're like one-offs. But I think Slashes and Next is a good logical step to go down compared to all the other glow in the darks they've done so far.
I think it is a shame to keep these like in box because their gimmick is glow in the dark. You need to see them. So I think when you get the space, even if you keep them in box, you need to display them with your the lids off, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean the box even glows in the dark as it is anyway.
Oh, okay.
So even if you keep them in the box, the box glows in the dark, so you can still enjoy that glow within the box. Yeah. As you can see there.
Yeah, it's a fun gimmick. It's a fun gimmick for sure. And again, it's one of those, like we always say, it's not essential to the collection, but it's a fun little side hustle that Tanner said he wasn't in on, and he ended up with the 4 turtles at the end of last year. So his hook, line, and sinker. Barack, what about you when it comes to the Super 7 stuff in general? Are you a fan of? And also, do you like Tanner go a bit crazy and even go for the glow in the dark stuff?
The Super 7 is where I drew my line, like you did with the Mirage ones, Dan.
Yeah.
Purely because of cost and space. To me, I think the figures, the design on them is fantastic. They look like the Playmates originals on steroids to me.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I think it was mainly space rather than funds, because I could have found a way to make it work, but then it would have been potentially on the slippery slope to saying, I want everything that's glow in the dark. I want everything that's limited edition. Because I've seen what Super 7 are releasing, and they release them in waves, packs of 4. So you're always wanting to get the pack of 4, and it's usually about £200 a pop.
Yeah.
Isn't it, for each wave? So I thought, you know what, I'm quite happy with my Toon movie and Turtles in Time. And maybe one day I may think Four Brothers, the classic.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you do that, you're thinking, well, it can't be the Four Brothers without Splinter. And then you need April.
Yeah.
And then you need a villain. You need to get Shredder. And Shredder can't be on his own. He needs some henchmen with him. Yeah. So it's Rabbit Hole, that meme where Alice is falling down.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And Super 7 is like that, by the way, because they are really, really nice in hand. So when you get one in hand, you think, oh, okay, I get it. These are great. Like, very nostalgic. Like you said, they're the Playmates toys on steroids. And yeah, I'm not all in as such. I want to be, but again, the price is high. So I'm sort of picking them up as they become more available. Tanner's the lunatic who's been buying them all. You've not even opened them on display yet, right, Tanner? You've just got a wall of boxes at this point.
It's not a wall; it's a corner just stacked on the floor right next to me. I've dubbed that corner the Super 7 box corner because it's just slowly coming out from the wall with some displays behind them. You kind of have to see it to believe it.
You'll have an epic display one day when you have the room to open it up.
One day, if certain things fall into place this year, one day, yeah.
Hopefully so, because they are great figures and do display great. And as I said, the glow in the dark stuff is just a fun gimmick. And Quinn Comics in the chat says, I have a lot of the Super 7 glow in the dark figures coming out in the summer at his comic shop, and they are going to be a hot item. Most things TMNT are a hot item. That's why we're here talking about them with some hot tea. Turtles and tea. There you go.
It may have cooled down now.
There you go.
Even so.
Beautiful. By the way, you can get your own Turtle and Tea mug. Link in the description. I'll remind you all at the end as well. Right, let's keep going through. So, talking about new stuff. Earlier on, we mentioned that the Mezco Turtles, someone in the chat said they sorted a lot of the IDW. Now, the IDW Turtles haven't officially had figures until now, because it seems like loyal subjects are going in on the IDW Turtles. Now, You may know loyal subjects as they have been releasing toon type turtles in their own sort of style and format at a cheaper price point than most other places. And now they're dabbling in IDW. Now they have my attention. Now, because beforehand I liked what they had. I think shout out Craig, as he sent me a Donatello, and they do look fun. What they do and what they are. Like, they've even shown off Wave 2 down here. If you can see, they're doing April, a variant of Casey Jones. You've got Slash, and like you even have them in like their punk outfits as well. Like, they are a fun little side collection of turtle stuff. But like we keep saying, you can't get everything. So I went, right, my toon representation is Neca. I do not need these, but I appreciate them from a distance. However, no one else is doing IDW turtles. So as you can see, we've got Leonardo and Raphael here in their sort of more bulkier IDW toon turtle style on their bikes. And yeah, it seems like loyal subjects are going in. So Tanner, what do you think? Not only finally IDW figure representations, and then also loyal subjects. How do you feel about them doing them?
Technically, these aren't IDW figures. They've just got the designer in who worked on the comics, who is doing the design like the IDW Turtles design. So on a technicality, it's not. Yeah, it's a loophole. Now, they didn't have bikes in the comics, so whereas loyal subjects, I wasn't on the bandwagon for. I was thinking that's one line I could have missed. Maybe just the 4 turtles, even if I'm not too fussed about their bikes, just to have that IDW representation if I don't use the Mezcos as the IDW looks. Because, again, this is more like, I would say, my mind's eye of that IDW display. So, yes, I think it would be great. If they came without the bikes, it would have been so much better for me, and it would have been a little bit cheaper as well. And it's basically calling to me going, jump on the loyal subjects. We're doing IDW figures. So we'll see how I feel when the pre-orders come up. Yeah, if I do decide to go down this line.
I didn't realise it was a little loophole. So they're not branding them in any sense as IDW Turtles, but clearly they look exactly like the IDW Turtles. So it is a weird little loophole. Barack, what do you think of the loyal subject figures? Have you been picking any of them, or have you seen them before? Because they've got some new ones here, and then also IDW Turtles. Is that anything that interests you?
The turtles themselves don't, but the April O'Neil does. I think I think you get 2 head sculpts with it as well, and the head sculpts just look, I think, a lot better than the toon April O'Neil we've got in the yellow jumpsuit. So that is one I'm potentially tempted by. I'm not sure how it would fit in. If I could maybe get away with it in a toon display potentially, because it's still got a kind of, I guess, toonish look to it. I'm looking at it on this screen here. I just think that the jumpsuit looks better, and the accessories. You've got the Channel 6 microphone as well. That comes with that particular figure. And I know on the toon line, you've got the bag that goes over her shoulder, right, with the microphone attached.
Yeah.
I just think the microphone itself, that just looks really good. So that's one I'll be tempted by, and it's not at a huge price point. So I think the April O'Neil is probably one I'm going to pick up when it comes out for pre-order, if it's not already anywhere.
It's a good shout. A lot of people, that April O'Neil from the Neca toon line, they have said they are releasing another April. Neca have confirmed that April's going to get the ultimate treatment, so we will get another April O'Neil. But there are a lot of people that are getting a little bit itchy and would like to add her to the collection, and there's no doubts that this figure here from Loyal Subjects is like a solid representation of not only toon April, but also just like the Playmates April in a way, like, as that was quite accurate to what you've seen on the show. And like the accessories, always a nice touch. They always do variants. Like, here's the variant of Casey Jones. I think Jay in the chat said he liked the look of this. So there's that, and then obviously there's Slash as well. So they're going pretty deep now with these IDW stuff. Let me just look at the chat real quick. In the chat, I'm curious, guys, people watching live right now, what do you think of the Loyal Subject Turtle stuff? Has anyone been picking these up? Because like Barack says, they are probably the cheapest. If you're looking to build out a turtle to display and you just want a nice like price-friendly version for the collection as little representation, then these are probably the cheapest on the market. And they're not, like, you can't deny that they don't look like what they're meant to. But again, I think quality and articulation and these other things that will come into play eventually. But they do just look okay. Tanner, do you have any of the loyal subject stuff, Tanner?
No, not at the moment. This has been one I've steered well clear of. They just haven't hooked to me for one reason or another. I'm sure they're great for what they are. But I think because the cartoon line, I've got my cartoon line down with Neca. I think these are a little bit smaller from what I see in the comments as well. These are like 5 inches as opposed to like.
Okay.
So fitting them in may not necessarily work, but it's up to what you think works. Again, for me, these aren't for me. The IDW ones, maybe. We'll see when they start to come out and what they're like and move forward from there. But yeah, the loyal subjects I've steered clear of. I get more than enough turtle stuff. I don't need another freaking line.
Options are never a bad thing. And again, like price point definitely is a big factor for a lot of collectors, and especially if you're dabbling and you're not as nostalgically attached to the turtles as we are, you may just want a cheap set of the turtles, and loyal subjects seem to be readily available. I think they're even in B&M here in the UK, like cheaper than £20. So definitely affordable and gettable. And again, scale may be off to mix and match or across the streams, like Barack says, but if you're collecting them as their own collection, they work just fine. But yeah, I'm very curious what they see with these IDW turtles, because these are their own sort of collection. Like these, there hasn't been a set of turtles yet that look like this. So I would be curious. Like the bikes is an odd one, like you said, Tanner. Like I don't need the bikes here, but again, there they are.
Yeah. I mean, bikes were just going like, if I do pick these up, the bikes will go in like a fodder box.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something like that. Or get used for something else. I'm sure I'll work out what at a later date. But
Quip in the chat says, in my honest opinion, they often look good from afar, but up close, they're not so good. Mike says that they're always available in the US or always around. Slack is lacking some shell spikes. I have all 4 turtles, says Oz Toy Hunter's Guide, says I have all 4 turtles, they look horrible when posed. Oh dear. The Wolf Pack says they're cool, see them at my hunts all the time, but not for me. Those motorcycle turtle heads look a bit too small, too smooth. I guess so. I do appreciate the option though of a interchangeable parts and display options. Yeah, for sure. I love them personally, says Thirsty for Chicken. Yeah, maybe cool to pick up when they hit discount stores like all the other products they sell. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I know. I'm not too familiar with Loyal Subjects. Shout out Craig's Nostalgic Collection, who's in the chat. He's the only Loyal Subjects figure I've actually got is a Donatello that he sent me for my little Donatello collection. So he's the only one I have, and they do look fun, undoubtedly. Yeah, haven't opened them up or checked them out yet, but there you are. Options, people, are never a bad thing. And there's always new versions of the Turtles and new generations of the Turtles, and that leads us very nicely into the Mutant Mayhem. So, of course, we're not going to show any pictures on this live stream right now because I don't want to get attacked and copyright striked by any movie studio that may be watching. Nobody's watching, but somehow the algorithm finds this stuff out. So I'm sure if you're a Turtle fan and you're on the forums or you're on Instagram or Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, whatever it may be, you are probably seeing leaked images now of the Turtles Mutant Mayhem figures. So we already know McFarlane are going to do some, which we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen pictures of the McFarlane versions yet. But the Playmates also are giving them a go, and there is a whole bunch of Playmate figures. I'm talking the Turtles, Splinter, Rocksteady, Bebop, Leatherhead. They call him Fly Guy when it's clearly Baxter Stockman. So they're going pretty deep, and they're all very much. It's all its own design as well. Like they're all quite funky. And I'm very curious to see this in. I need to see something. We haven't even seen like a trailer or them move, have we? We haven't seen anything apart from images or these early figures. Yeah. So, just
just the logo of the actual movie itself.
Exactly. So because we can't really break down anything as such, I'm just curious, Tanner, what your hype levels are for this movie, and then based off what we know about the toys, with maybe McFarlane and Playmates giving it a go. Will you dabble? Will you pick a couple up just to check them out, or what do you think? What do you think?
With the figures, I've just noticed that you may get hit with the logos if you want to change the picture to something else. Yes. Get rid. So it's a case of with these, I'm very surprised to see these because, as you mentioned, McFarlane are doing these. So the figures that I've seen from Playmates do look good. The designs look interesting. Or the Splinter design looks kind of weird, though. Kind of a little bit.
They all look a little bit weird. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're all very much in line within each other. I don't know how to use the English language today and put my words together, but they all look odd, but they all do look like they work together, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. So it looks good, and it looks something different, like the Rise cartoon was. I rather enjoyed the Rise cartoon when I did watch it. So I'm fine for different. As you can see, I'm currently getting ambushed by a cat here.
Always showing off your pussy on screen. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get demonetized today.
So it's a case of... I'm looking forward to the movie. I know... what's his name? Forgotten his name. Who's making the movie? What's his name?
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen. Yeah. I know he said he wants to focus on the teenage aspect of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so it'll be a lot of teenage drama, probably. Teenage awkwardness. So I'm looking forward to the movie, to getting that spin of it. With regards to the figures, I'm perfectly fine. McFarlane or Playmates, see both when they come out, pick and choose which one I would prefer to get into, even if it's just the 4 turtles, just to get that representation on there.
Yeah, Quip in the chat is saying that Paramount legal department Fundo is coming after me. Even the Wolfpack is saying don't show the logo. Yeah, I knew it would be dangerous territory to talk about bloody toys. How dare we promote the product? Barack, what do you think? What's your anticipation levels for the new movie, and will you be interested in any of the toys that come out from it?
I'm excited for the movie. Definitely. I need to speak with Tanner and to make sure we've got that day off so we can go and see it on opening night, of course. Figure-wise, I've not seen any leaked images.
Tanner's going to have to share them with you after the show.
I think I'm looking at a Playmate split.
There are any left
at the moment that I've just come across randomly on some kind of search engine.
They're out there.
They're out there. And I'm going to say... Splinter kind of almost reminds me of the dude from The Big Lebowski.
He does look a bit chunkier, doesn't he? Yeah, with his dressing gown on.
He's been joining in with the pizza eating. So I think, would I want to buy figures? Do we know if the figures will be coming out before or after the movie?
Who knows?
We don't know anything.
They're keeping everything so tight. It's ridiculous. As I said, so many people showing images have been hit with copyright strikes, which is crazy. So we don't know any details apart from leaked lists from McFarlane. McFarlane haven't even officially said that they're doing turtle figures yet, but we know they are because of the leak lists. So very hush-hush at the minute.
Yeah, and I've never really liked much of the McFarlane stuff. So if I do, it may be the Playmates route. But like you've both said, we have not seen anything yet, but we may be able to see something after the stream, potentially, if some things fall into place. So
yeah, we'll make sure we hit you some images after the stream where Paramount can't get us in the shadows. But for me personally, again, it depends on how much we like the movie, first and foremost. The character designs, from what I've seen, look interesting. Again, it's just the next iteration of the Turtles. They're forever evolving, so it's something we're used to. I've genuinely got a Donatello from every single representation of the Turtles, bar one I think I'm missing that I need to get. So I think I'll still get a Donatello, at least for my own little evolution collection, I think. But it is always hard when you buy one turtle to avoid buying the rest and then posing them together. So I'm just curious at this point. I'm just curious at what McFarlane are going to do, and also just to see some of, like, hear how they talk and move and see it in action. Like, I need to see a trailer or a clip or a tease or something. So yeah, nothing yet. And California Red Devil agrees with you in the chat, Barack. He says Splinter is the dude. The Nick Turtles looked a bit off. The story made me want the Reveltech one, says Mike. Jay says, good call first if you're checking. Google the cover. Oh, okay. So, okay, they're talking about it amongst themselves in the chat. So, yeah, we'll have to find some images and show them in the shadows. But, yeah, let me get off that logo on screen. And we can finish the stream by wrapping up about HAUL-A-THON. Because, damn you, HAUL-A-THON. Can I just say I completely agree with all the statements of Mad Hatter, for sure. My HAUL-A-THON experience has never, ever been a good one. And I also think that the £100 flat rate shipping is an absolute joke. Absolute joke. And out of principle, I will not do it. I will not do it. But Tanner, out of everything we've discussed today, any final thoughts on all of the Turtle news? As I said, it's only the first Turtles and Tea of the year, so we're recapping quite a lot of the nonsense. But we will be back, I'm sure, not too long. But yeah, in regards to everything we've talked about today, any final thoughts?
So, with regards to everything we talked about today, HAUL-A-THON Mark II is even much of a controversy, even much of a fast than HAUL-A-THON last year. I'm glad we've gone down the Uncle Ali Express route.
Thank God for Uncle Ali. Thank God for Uncle Ali.
Uncle Ali. If anybody wants to try and track down the Triceratons for me, if Uncle Ali doesn't get him in the next week, like Tom says, then holler me up. Holler me up. Other than that, yeah, lots has come out. Lots to look forward to. Everyone's cashing in on that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles mania 30 years after it originally came out. And it's a good year to be a Turtles fan, I think, with everything that's come out.
So much.
HAUL-A-THON, sod HAUL-A-THON, sod any sod Loot Crate.
Yeah, let's end on that. Let's end on Loot Crate, by the way.
Another rant with Loot Crate.
Yeah, so
the
something
final box has come in.
Show it off, Tanner. Show it off.
The final box has come in, and I've got the two figures. I opened the box up. We couldn't do an unboxing, so I've got the two figures there. And again, like with the video game crate, we're missing half the frickin' box. Come on now.
Look, right.
It's bad enough I'm still missing one of the bloody boxes. It's bad enough I'm missing one of the boxes, but to be missing half the stuff that comes in this box. All we got was the figures and the pins. Yeah,
let's break this down for the people, all right? So the last HAUL-A-THON box has come in, all right? So we're talking the fourth box, which is the Toon box. So you're meant to get the Dark Turtle and Scrag, okay? So we'll start off with a positive and say that the figures arrived, okay? So we've got the Dark Turtle, which was my most anticipated figure, and then we got Scrag as well, who you're going to need now to go along with your Rocksteady and Bebop crew that are coming out during HAUL-A-THON, okay? So positives, figures are in hand. But then, this is everything else in the box. Now, before I show you what else is in this box, let me remind you, in America, you got like a pizza monster, oven mitt, yeah. You got an apron as well, which looked really cool. A t-shirt or whatever. Like they fill the box up with loads of stuff. This is everything else we got in our HAUL-A-THON box. That's it. Where's my oven mitt?
Where's my other mitt? Where's my apron? We got an apron. They got an apron as well. I'm going to put this back.
HAUL-A-THON are going to kill me. I'm coughing so much. Literally, people, that's it. This is all we got. Where's my apron? I wanted to wear my apron and my oven mitt and I make some pizza in the kitchen. I was very excited about it. And then this arrived and nothing. But what are you saying? Disappointing, right?
Yeah, I emailed Loot Crate and they said, "Oh, sorry, we'll send you out the latest Loot Crate as an apology." And I was like, "Well, what's in it?" And they haven't replied yet to say what's in it. It's like something's on the way. So whatever it is, I'm just going to sell it on. Like, so.
Oh, it's so
Oh,
annoying. So yeah, if there's something we don't like as much as HAUL-A-THON, it's bloody Loot Crate. I'll be happy if they never do another Loot Crate again. I'm glad it's over. For me, I got lucky, right? So let me just say, I feel bad. I do feel bad. I got lucky. I've got all of my. Let's be honest. The reason I went in for Loot Crate is for the figures, right? The extra stuff. It's the principle, isn't it? Like you pay the same price as the Americans, and the Americans get all the gifts, all the extra shit, and the international get sodded again with nothing. So it's the pure principle that we're paying the same price here, but we get less. So pay more for less. It makes no sense. So that's frustrating. But I did go in for the figures, and the figures arrived. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and shut up now. But for people like Tanner, like explain, Tanner, you don't even have Danny, right? The first one.
Yeah, the first Loot Crate, apparently they sold too many Loot Crates. And quite a few, not just myself, I've seen quite a few people are missing that movie Loot Crate still today. Ah, jeez. I know. Did you get all 4 crates, whatever?
I offered the Danny to you because I didn't want it, and you said, "Now I'll wait for my crate to come."
Yeah, I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining now, to be totally honest with you. But it's a case of, I know quite a few people have contacted Loot Crate, and they said they are going to send out another crate in, knowing like in the UK, it will probably just feature the figure and nothing else. As long as I get that figure, that's the main thing. And yeah, it's just really freaking annoying the fact that Neca connects themselves to these stupid dud promotions like Loot Crate, like HAUL-A-THON, like Geek Fest or whatever it was last year. The fact that they continually connect themselves with these stupid ass promotions is just more and more annoying. The fact that we're just getting screwed over time and time again, and it's just if the product wasn't as good, I would have dropped it like a bad habit.
That's what's
now.
so frustrating, is that we love it so much, don't we? That attachment we have to the product, we want it, and it's like so hard for us to just go, please take my money. They make it so hard for us, and I'm sure there's logistical reasons behind the scenes, and maybe we should just be lucky that this stuff exists in the first place. But damn, do they make it hard? They make it very hard, and you know me, I always try and see the glass half full rather than half empty. I always try and find the positive thing before I moan about the thing I don't like. But it is getting very hard sometimes. They make it so difficult to just enjoy this hobby as such. But I like it. Equipped in the chat says that your apron is in the warehouse somewhere with the Mo aprons from Super 7. Yeah, for some reason aprons keep going missing with sets and figures. Very, very annoying. But sad times. Do we want to finish off here with a little rundown of some Turtle pickups that we've got and end on a positive real quick?
Yeah, we may as well.
Okay, so...
yeah, because I've had a ridiculous shit ton of turtles come in since the start of the year. We've already gone over the Loot Crate. We got these.
There we go.
And also that one as well, as we alluded to earlier. Wave 1 of the Mirage Turtles have arrived for me as well, along with that Playmates Turtle Van. So that's Turtle Van number 2 that's arrived in my collection. Archie Slash has arrived. Shout out to Mike Hex. I know he loves that Archie Slash.
He does.
And that is a really good figure. And it will fit in a cartoon display for anyone thinking about it. The Playmates foursome as well. The Turtles in Disguise. I've had more turtles arrive than bloody anything else. And it's only been three months into this year. Everything else is slowed down. You can see the comics as well as Burak showing. Yeah, so much turtle stuff has arrived. Barely anything else has arrived, and it's just a good year to be a Turtles fan.
All of this is just pre-orders as well, isn't it? Like this is just pre-orders, stuff we've already paid for, stuff we've knew about for ages, and it's just rolling in now. So there's obviously a lot of stuff to show off, but just real quick, favorite thing that you've got this year from Turtles, Burak?
Has to be the Secret of the Ooze 4-pack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Controversially, I always say this, but Secret of the Ooze, just for nostalgic attachment alone, will always be my favourite Turtle movie. Yes, as an adult, watching them both subjectively, the first one is a better film, not denying that. But like as a kid, I seen the second one first. It was just a little bit more cartoony, I guess. I don't know. I just love the second one, and I think these figures are a great representation of that. So, and also Toka and Razor, and we've got Shredder, and yeah, the Secret of the Youth display is looking nice. And
we got Kino coming as well later in the year with his motorbike.
Exactly, and he's looking great. So, yeah, absolutely. So, Tanner, what's your favourite pick of the year then so far, turtle related? You got a lot of stuff there. Pick a favourite.
Turtle related so far, I think I'm also going to go with the movie 4-pack because they've been really, really good. Seconded by this bastard here.
Oh yeah, okay.
Mirage Casey Jones, really, really cool, really, really good. Will fit in well with my Mirage line. Yeah.
Tariq in the chat, I think he said he picked that up, and now he wants every version of Casey Jones. Is that the same one, Tariq? Is that one? He says, quick question: how does everyone here store and display their vehicles? I need to make room for my vehicles, so they're not on display just yet. But I want to display the fan.
Only 2 vehicles I have on display at the moment are my Mega Blocks ones because I've built them, and if I take them apart, I'm not going to put them back together again. Especially this damn Technodrome. And they're literally just
staring at you right now
next to me.
There
just
he is. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, so you got the just there. Yeah, that's how I saw mine. I haven't got anything else out at the moment.
What about the surfboards for the Turtles in Time?
Oh, they're in my video game display. I may as well also show off Neca Corner as well.
Neca Corner. Let's visit Neca Corner. Let's go.
Yeah, just basically everything there. Not Neca. Super 7 box corner.
I was going to say, just boxes.
Super 7 corner. We visited Super 7 corner, and that's just madness. It's taken up a whole corner of the display. It's covered up quite a bit here or there. But, yeah, when I can open those up, it'll look a lot better.
Quip in the chat says, Kino coming, maybe Tatsu. I hope so. There has been like many rumors about Tatsu. Like, can he get the likeness rights? Has he not? Has he agreed to them? Like, they can't get hold of him. Now they're saying they have got hold of him and he's agreed. And like, we shall find out. Neca do always show off a lot during Comic-Con and stuff. Though, again, we're only in March, people. We're not even at the end of Q1 yet. All right, we've still got a lot of the year to go. So lots of stuff to come. And yeah, crazy stuff. But thank you,
Speaking of Comic-Con, is New York coming up?
No, we have Toy Fair in February, but that got delayed until the fall, and then obviously New York.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, New York Comic Con is later in usually October, isn't it? So, I think Toy Fair. I don't know what date Toy Fair is, but it's Q3. So I think we're going to have San Diego Comic Con before Toy Fair this year. But it's the first time they've changed the date. It usually has always been February, but the pandemic messed that up and it's been delayed again this year. So, again, lots of figures still to come, I'm sure. Jay's impressed by your WrestleMania 30 chair. California Red Devil says Usagi is the best figure of the year for sure. Yeah, was it in my top 10? It was fucking high.
He was number 1 for you.
There you go.
He was
exactly.
Number 1 for you.
There you go. I was going to say.
It was number 4 for me, but yeah. Best cartoon figure.
Yeah. Finally, me and California Red Devil agree on something. Finally. Okay.
Hang
cool.
On a second. Is that a pig flying outside?
No. Yeah. All right, beautiful. Thank you for talking Turtles with us. Thank you for joining us live. And obviously, Tanner, thank you as always. Tell the people where they can find you online.
So you can find me online, Instagram, SuperTurk5000. Try and post every day on that road to 500 followers. If you're not following me, please give me a follow.
There you go.
That'll go down nicely.
It's on the screen the whole time. SuperTurk5000. Yes. No excuse. There you go.
Yes, so pretty much that's where you can find me more often than not.
And Bharat, what about yourself? Where can the people find you online? If you want to be found online. If you don't want to be, that's fine. But if you want to be found online, where can the people come and find you?
So they can find me if you follow SuperTurk5000. I've liked every single one of his posts. And you see posts liked by @Brachiosaurus. And that's where I am everywhere online. So I have nothing to hide.
I'll put the link in the description of this video for sure, so people can show some love. But thank you for coming on Turtles and Tea and talking some Turtles with us. It's always nice to see some fresh faces and spread that just talk that Turtle good. It's like in regards to like you two are friends, obviously, so you two can talk about Turtles. Do you have anyone else? Is it just you two with your own Turtle fandom?
Pretty much just us two with the Turtle fandom, talking Turtles. It's also pro wrestling as well. We had me and Burak and a couple of other people with pro wrestling as well. So got that nice little corner to talk about with certain people as well.
There you go. Shout out Mike Hex as well, who just dropped in a quick super chat. He says that Playmates Walmart 4-pack set is going for a steal now. Yeah, shout out Mike, who picked me up the retro sort of turtles in the superhero outfits. So you got Donatello and Michelangelo in the superhero outfits with Rocksteady and Bebop, which now we can get via HAUL-A-THON, obviously, in the Mighty Hog and stuff. So I will do some comparisons when they arrive for sure. But thank you, Mike Hex, who picked that set up for me now, which is now going for like half the price I even paid for it, which is ridiculous. So if you're in the US, get some of those retro Playmate stuff for some of that nostalgia goodness. Thank you for joining us on Turtles and Tea. I'll make sure everyone's links are in the description of this video. If you want to go and get yourself a Turtles and Tea mug, people, all right? Then I will put the link in the live chat right now, but the link is always in the description, all right? Go and get yourself a Turtles and Tea mug in your favorite Turtles color, okay? Mine looks blue, but I promise you that's just the internet making it weird. This is purple, not blue, I promise you, all right? it looks blue, but it's purple, I promise you. It's the lighting. The lighting's not good. But cheers to you, gentlemen. Thank you to everyone joining us in the chat, and we'll be back for Turtles and Tea again very, very soon, I'm sure. All right. So until then, bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Let's get the end screen on. Bye-bye. There we go. Hit one of those other videos. Go and check out the playlist and hear us talk about Turtles somewhere else. Or don't watch another long form content on the channel. All right. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one.